All right, Nelson, hello. Welcome to the chat.
Hi, Duchess. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Great to have a guy squaddy. We love our guy squaddies. We need more of you.
Yeah, yeah. Am I like the first male squaddy to ever speak on the show?
No, that would be Arnold. So I think you're like the
Oh,
second.
yeah. No, thank you for having me. I'm all the way in South Africa, by the way. I follow
Oh,
you.
fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah. So basically, the reason why I got involved in, basically Sussex Squad and all of that. I'm not someone who follows the royal family. I'll say that.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I think the treatment of Meghan just kind of, it kind of it put me off. It put me off,
Yes.
and that's why basically you see me here. I think a lot of us, particularly because South Africa is part of the Commonwealth, right? And the royal
Yes.
family claim to basically the Commonwealth is their legacy, and they're trying all these things. They're helping people, blah blah blah. But I think the treatment of Meghan has put off a lot of people in the Commonwealth, particularly people of color. I think a
Yes.
lot of us see what's happening, and you know we don't like it. We don't like it. We
Mm.
see what happened to Diana, how she was treated, and we basically see the same pattern of treatment happening on Meghan.
Yes.
And also the fact that you know her heritage plays a part in that. And I think a lot of us are taken aback because the monarchy has always sold us this idea that it's an inclusive institution. It represents everybody. But the moment Meghan came in, you could clearly see that a lot of people were they had their backs against the wall. And the treatment from the British tabloids has been horrendous. I'll say that.
Hmm.
And it's
Hmm.
clear that this young woman has basically she's going through, she went through a lot. She went through a lot. And the fact that she's being viciously attacked like this, hey, it's a bit tough to watch. It's a bit tough to watch and not have anything to say about it. That's the problem. So
Yes.
personally, I'm not exactly someone who's interested in the monarchy or anything like that. Personally, I think it's a bit ridiculous. Just like the Commonwealth as an institution is kind of ridiculous because it does nothing. It does
Mm.
nothing. It's basically a collection of, the UK wants to maintain that illusion of still being, some sort of world power. And look at all these countries that are part of the British Commonwealth, even though it's basically it does nothing. So I think I think I do think the royal family does realize the kind of power that Meghan has, particularly in the Commonwealth, because a lot of us, we've never seen a princess of color before. You know,
Yes.
so seeing a first member of the royal family who looks like us basically, and she's treated like this, I think if it hasn't dawned on the institution, the fact that the treatment of Meghan could potentially break up this institution that they prize so much, that they value so much, then they'll never get it. They honestly will
Yeah.
never get it. If it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to them that people of color actually matter, they're not our overlords. We're no longer sycophants. We're no longer peasants. Yeah, we've got voices, and we're people. We can see what's happening. And if they don't see that this thing could basically break off this institution, then they'll never
Mm.
open their eyes. So that's basically what I
Exactly.
came to say. Yeah, that's basically what I came to say. It's heartbreaking, honestly, that she has to
Yes.
face all of this. But she's. I mean, I can see her. She's a strong woman.
Mm.
She's a strong woman. She's got that power, and she does realize it. That's the thing. That's why she bolted. You know, I'm just happy that she is a strong-willed woman because Diana wasn't that lucky. Look at what happened to her.
Hmm.
She wasn't that lucky. Unfortunately, she wasn't as strong. She was naive. She was still, a child. At least Meghan came into the institution, having been independent, and she, even Harry himself, yeah, he was a happy-go-lucky guy. He was liked by people, but he basically that institution infantilized him. It
Mm.
infantilized him, and I think Meghan told him, "Hey, brah, you gotta wake up. This is not how people
Yeah.
live. You're not controlled. You know." So I think these so-called men in gray suits, whatever they call them, these people control that family, and it's either their way or the highway, and they want members of that family to feel like they are helpless without them.
Yes.
And
That
Megan wasn't
you
gonna.
can't leave. It's literally a cult.
You can't. Yeah, basically, it's a cult, and that's why Harry said Megan. Basically, she woke me up. She opened my eyes because I was basically in a cult. And the reason why the royal family continues basically to try and run them down is because, these people have seen the light. And if these people can see the light, how many other people who are trapped in that situation can also see the light? So, yeah, basically that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I think the queen is the one who's holding, the whole thing together. Prince Charles has his own scandals. I mean, from the fact that he married, Camilla, I'm not gonna say anything nasty about her. I think her past speaks for itself. Um, as well as all the other scandals. I mean, I just read that he's got money stuffed in bags and stuff. I mean, that's basically like a movie, the Italian mafia or something like that. Then you've got I just saw on Twitter Prince of Pegging, yeah, stuff like that. I mean, so yeah, these people basically have their own challenges. So they're trying to use Harry and Meghan basically, as the front image to all their problems. Look at Andrew. I mean, those people don't question a man who's accused of, molesting young kids, a man who runs with human traffickers, people who traffic kids, people who sell kids, to the highest bidder. They protect him. He comes out with his mother, he's laughing, he's doing that. You don't see them going after him the way they're going after this woman. And I think that in itself, that is what racism is. And I think most of us aren't going to buy that. We're not going to take it. We see what's happening and we're not stupid. So basically, that's here to say. Yeah, so I'm a huge supporter. I'm a huge supporter of the Sussex squad, I hope a lot of guys can see that this is not a ladies kind of thing. Issues of race are quite important.
Yes.
Issues of race, and one thing about the Sussex squad is that this is basically a front lines. This is the front line of trying to defend this couple, a young couple who are trying to basically build themselves, build a life, and they're being torn down by an institution that is trying to use all its power to make sure that they don't succeed. I think that is a huge problem. So yeah, thank you for having me, and yeah, support all the way. Support all the way.
Thank you so much, Nelson. And you are getting so much love in the comment section. The ladies are loving your voice.
Yeah.
It's just saying that you sound sexy.
Okay, Duchess.
I press the button and the doors go up.